So, me and my dad were out for the day. We went to Truro. I can't remember what we went to Truro for. Oh no, we didn't go to Truro. We went to Falmouth for the day. Because he said, do you want to go to Falmouth for the day? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we went to Falmouth for the day, had a pasty in a Wetherspoons, because that was one of their main dishes. One of their main dishes was, would you like a pasty? And then that was it. And I was like, oh, okay. So would you like a pasty? So I was like, yeah, sure. So we got that, and then I got on the train. No, we went to this weird Trago Mills, which was more like a department store. And then we got on the train from Falmouth to Truro. Then we waited at Truro for the next train, and when the next train arrived, this is where it happens. When the next train arrives, we're waiting, the doors open, and there's a whole group of teenagers all trying to pile through, like, all the doors. So like, we were all trying to get through these doors. My dad was the first one to get on, because he barged through them all and got on the train. All the other doors were being piled in, and I was at the back, and I couldn't get through. I was basically trapped on the platform. I was trapped on the platform, couldn't get on. All the other doors closed, apart from this one that everyone was trying to pile on to get onto. And I was like, oh crap, what do I do? And now it's getting to, and I'm looking up at the sign, and I'm looking at, buy a snack while you wait. Okay. And I'm waiting for, and I'm like, I'm looking up at the sign, and you know, the signs that they have that says like, oh, this train is this thing. I'm looking up at this thing, and I'm like, oh, okay. The train's gonna leave like now. I'm screwed. My dad's already on. He sat down, not even looking for me. He sat down. So I go up to one of the other doors and I chance it. I bang on the door button. The door opens. I get on. The door closes behind me and I sit down. Next to my dad, goes, "Where the bloody hell were you?" I said, "You fucking left me, you bastard." Right, I got to buy a snack. Oh, I bought a snack. I bought hard snacks. Ooh, what snacks have we got? Extra salty. I can't see what that says because of the glare. And it's just added more fucking glare. Extra salty. We've got split. Okay. We've got Dove. Pure pain. Wait, does that say dirt? No, it says mud. I would like one drink of mud, please. Ooh, hats. Oh. Looks like I already did the hats. Uh-oh. Methinks the game does not like the lag. Something's going on. I'm lagging on a console. What the fuck is going on? Okay, that was weird. I think they didn't like it that I said I wanted to buy mud. No, I want to sit. Oh, man. Fucking hell. But no, he just like abandoned me on the platform, went onto the train, sat down. If I didn't take the initiative, because I should point out, I was young, but not like super young. I think I was like 13, 14 at the time. So I'm a teenager, I somewhat know what's going on in my life, but my dad has just fucking abandoned me, and I've never let him live this down. I've never let him live down the Scotland thing either, but that's only because, well, and even he now knows, like, oh yeah, what he did was wrong. He shouldn't have done what he did. And I'm going to explain what he did, so don't worry. I'm not going to leave you out of the loop on this one. But essentially, my dad was very into biking. He was very much into biking. He pours 150,000% into the things that he does if he really likes it. Like at the moment, my dad really likes playing guitars. He's got thousands of followers on the Instagrams and the TikToks, to which he keeps reminding me, Alex, yeah, Dad, I've got over 5,000 followers. Cool. Yeah. And he's met a few of them. Most of them ladies. Some of them are with partners, some of them are not with partners. One of them was apparently really crazy and wouldn't leave him alone. One of them stalked me because they messaged me and they said, "Hi, I'm a friend of your dad's." I was like, "Cool, I don't know who you are, fuck off." And then I messaged my dad and said, "Hey, this lady keeps messaging me," and he was like, "Right." And he had a right go, "Don't you dare contact my son." He hasn't heard from her since. But my dad got like he gets very obsessed with things when he likes them. Like guitaring, I played guitar, and then he was like, "You know what, I want to give it a go." So then he gave it a go, and now he loves it, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy with him for that. But the biking thing, he got obsessed. Like he got a signed photo from Lance Armstrong. This is before he had that whole, before it came out that Lance Armstrong was an absolute bastard. But he had a signed photo from Lance Armstrong. He had, I think he'd spent like almost 800 quid to £1,000 on a bike, on like a proper racing bike. He got all the racing gear, like all the skin tight clothing. He shaved his legs. He applied all the gels and stuff. He wore the streamlined helmets and all that. And I'm like, Dad, you're not a fucking race, a bike racer. He's like, "Oh, I am." No, you're fucking not. But it was funny. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Okay. And the game seems to have broken itself. Is there the button that it used to? Yes, I'm stuck. Fucking help me. Thank you. We've reset everything. But he got way into it, and he says, "I'm gonna ride from John O'Groats in Scotland, right, to Land's End." And I was like, "Alright, sure, fine, whatever." And true to his word, he did that. He rode from John O'Groats to Land's End. No, he didn't. No, he didn't at all. He trained for months, right? I should point this out. He trained for months. He was riding to and from work. He was riding on the weekends. I never saw my dad for months, okay? For months on end, I did not see him at all, right? So I'd go to school, I'd come home, and I'd be like, "Dad?" And then he just, like, disappeared. I was like, "Okay, Dad's gone." Off training again. Every weekend, it was training. And I didn't see him very often because he was just obsessed with the bike and stuff. "Hey, Dad, do you wanna go in town on the weekend? Have a laugh?" "Oh, mate, I would, but I've got my training to do on the weekend." "Alright, okay, sure." And then he'd like ride off to like some town, and then come back. And that would be what he did. And I was like, "Okay, cool, sure, whatever, it's fine." Fine. But I didn't see him for months. And then it came time for his trip, and he got his bike, and I think he got like a plane up there. I think he got a plane or a coach or something. I can't remember what it was, but he went all the way up there. He rode his bike. He made a little video. Well, I say he made a little video. He took photos and then asked me to turn it into a video, and I did. And then he put it on a DVD, and he got as far as the border of Scotland because he was doing, I think in his words, he said he was doing 100 miles a day. And I just thought, that's fucking stupid. But he was doing about 100 miles a day, and he even thought it was stupid because he got down to, I think he got like halfway down to, no, he got to the Scottish border between Scotland and England. He just got into England, and I think he hurt himself, and luckily my nan was in Liverpool visiting some family, and they were able to go up and pick him up. But for that entire time, which was like weeks or so, I was at my grand's and my gran and granddad's, and they were like, "Oh, I said, like, pal, your dad'll be back soon." And I was like, yeah, and then he was back earlier, and I was like, what the fuck happened? But no, he did go, he did try and do it. But me, I'm not that kind of person. But I've never let him forget it. I never let him forget it. I bring it up sometimes just to annoy him. And he's like, oh, it was one time, Alex, and I've said I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to keep reminding you until the day you die. But he does tend to get super obsessed with things to the point where he forgot I existed. And even his girlfriend, when looking, well, ex-girlfriend now, but even when she was looking back, she'd be like, yeah, you did kind of get obsessed with it, and you did forget him a lot. I was like, yeah, kind of.